Hello from under quarantine. We are back again with more Knights of the Old Republic. I'm back once again after another week of real world time has elapsed, and I have been transported into the Christmas dimension. I just like wearing different tops for this, different shirts, sweaters, because it just adds a different variety, at least visually, to the episode. It means virtually nothing other than that I'm sweating in here because the office gets really hot when I wear stuff like this because of, there's no fans running and the lights are super bright. But regardless, we are back, and I'm following this troop of tech as they escape the forest. It's almost like I feel like it's triumphant as we go to confront Chundar for his crimes against Zalbar. And his dad's name is Grar or something. And they had something about the dagger of Baka or something. I don't know. The lore that they put together for this planet is very cool. But yeah, as you might have guessed, there is actually more. Oh, is there stuff in these corpses? No? Oh yeah, they keep these open. I don't remember why. Basket up, there you go, to the right. Yeah, as you might have guessed, there is more quarantine going on. And yeah, I think this week they officially banned all international travel, and Orange County put out a 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew, so you can't actually be out at those times. And the social distancing thing is like getting way more real. There's more. I mean, obviously the number of cases is going up dramatically because you're getting more test kits. Oh shit. Oh, this is the guy that's supposed to let us in. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now. Also, thank God for this. Doom and oh shit, these guys are haters, man. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, Doom came out, and shit, Garwukin, really? Can you kill this man, please? God, what is all this poison? Just stay on the deeps, please. I'm pretty sure that Juhani will just end up healing us. No? Juhani, please? Thank you. Oh, you do it now, huh? Time to die. But yeah, Doom came out, which is, it's weird, like Doom's plot is like dog shit stupid, right? Like, it's like extremely dumb. But it's like dog shit stupid, but it's so, it's just like a super duper fun game. Like, it's super action packed. You have all these weapon mods. The pace of the game is like super fast. I'm gonna just heal. I'm just gonna heal Jolie the whole time. Oh, these Wookiees are healing themselves too. Yeah, there you go. Please, there you go. Just attack, man. I would have put the buffs on if I knew that this was actually gonna be a real confrontation, Shit. Please. God, they didn't think I'd do them like this just cause they're hairy, huh? Just cause they're Wookiees, you didn't think I'd just put them on the ground like that, huh? Where your mans at? She's like, I thought my mans were here. That's why I thought I wasn't gonna die. But yeah, Doom came out, Animal Crossing came out, and I had a plan, and I still do have a plan for both of those games on the channel that I don't want to spoil. A lot of the stuff that I was planning to do, a lot of the guests had to be postponed because of social distancing. I mean, it sucks because you get all this stuff finally set up, and you work on people long enough to get them to come, and then it's like, especially with grandparents, it's like, man, I'm afraid that if I talk to you, I might kill you, because I know you guys are like super duper sensitive to the virus. We're gonna have to just literally sit here and heal to get Juhani and Basila back up. Yeah, get him, Jolie, please.
What?
I guess we'll just wait for a second, but yeah, thank God. Oh, I was looking at the camera. I was looking at Jolie's head. I'm like, what the hell is that behind me? Thank God Doom and Animal Crossing came out last Friday, because otherwise we would just be going insane, honestly, in this quarantine. And I've been trying to play more Dragon Ball, and my computer is not running it well for some reason. And yeah, Doom's fun and Animal Crossing's great, and we really, you know, it sucks because, again, I think I may have said this last week, but you know, we got to a point where I felt like I was doing a lot of things, and I was, you know, really actively living my life, and sort of now everything has to be kind of funneled around being stuck in quarantine. So, you know, I'm transitioning back to at-home workouts, and they're not as effective as I would like. It's hard to get the macros that you want because it's like such a pain to even find like meat at the store. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to be trying to stay on the diet plan and do everything right with so many restrictions to both the exercise and the diet. And then also just like, you know, not being able to go anywhere realistically or do anything. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's probably more we could be doing, but like the best practice is to just stay inside and don't do shit. And it's hard to keep up the motivation, you know? I mean, I used to attack motivation with the schedule, but my whole schedule is kind of imploded, as I said before. And I wish this week had more in it, but mostly all I did was just do work stuff and then stop doing work stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I can still get up in the morning and play basketball and go shoot at least. I can't really play more, like really play, but I can go shoot at least without breaking any issues. But oh, this guy's a nice guy. Too bad all we get to see is his shins. Good. We should hurry. Come. Let's go. Oh, he just fast travels us. The legendary bout. Basila, get your head out of the shot, man. Camera 2, please adjust left. Track left a little. By the blade of Baka's sword, I have come to your treachery. No more will you sell your own people. You have Baka's blade, so what? I have the hilt held by each true chieftain in recent memory. Even you claimed it was all important. We both have our ancient trinkets, so who will the people follow? This is the same guy. Trinkets follow, so who will the people now? You are old and weak. Shut up, both of you. This ends today. I will not see you suffer anymore. Yeah. Do none of you hairy heaps ever shut up? Man. I don't know what to do, Tailbell. Chundar has been telling me things. He makes sense, I think. I don't know. Side with Freyr. He's the honorable one. Light side. Is it the best course? No, wait, I changed my mind. No, just kidding. And there is no other way, Chundar. You have betrayed our people. You must pay. So says the eagle spirit. That's my boy. You're too weak to fight, old Wook, and I still have Zerka support. We'll see who dies today. Oh shit, we're just doing it right here. Alright. Damn, y'all ain't even gonna let me get my buffs? What the fuck, dude? Come now. Well, I might get wrecked here, but... Alright. Night speed. I was gonna put all my buffs on and just do that dude like I did that weird creature in the forest, man. That creature thought he was so hard. He just came out here and just got ba-boom boom pop. Ba-boom pop. Light side, here we go. Done. Oh, we'll all fight him. Alright, can I do Force Aura? And then do... Can you give me a Force Shield? Night Valor. And then you cast Night Valor. I think it stacks. Yeah. And the Sith Energy Shield. Yeah, so I should be balling right now. No, attack this guy. And then, yeah, med kits. Boom. We're doing great. This is actually going really well. Nice. You're just kind of watching all these guys kind of go at it, and yeah. Oh, he running. Nothing more to say now, Chundar. Nice.
We have done it. I am saddened that it had come to this, but I couldn't let it continue. Jolie, get out of the way. And you, Zalbar, you're ruining the moment. I am truly sorry. You have suffered a great shame. I was blind. I have no excuse.
Oh shit, what? Oh, there we go. He didn't have an excuse. He needed an excuse. He needed to wait for a minute.
I can forgive, Father. I have learned a lot over the years.
What are you gonna do about them slavers? But I swear they won't take another one of my people without bloodshed. I'll send quick climbers to other villagers and try to rally a defense. We must guard against this ever happening again. You will be the last outsider welcome here for a very long time. This is a change for the better, I think. What are you gonna do now, Zal? Returning home has lifted a great weight from my mind, but it has been painful as well. You have a place by my side, Zalbar. I'd be honored if you would take it. I can't, not yet. I'm just getting used to being free, and not just from the slavers. And I have a life debt. Now that my life is truly my own again, honoring that agreement is all more important. What a nice guy.
Listen to my son. His insight humbles me. Take that good judgment with you, and all the planets will come to revere Wookiee wisdom.
Camera 2, please, can you please, pan out of, Wookiee 3's, character model, please? If you would? Anybody? No? Who's ever doing the B team on this camera they're not gonna be on the sequel, I promise you. I think it's time I was leaving.
Perhaps before you go, Tailbell, I must see to your reward. You have done us a great service. Kashyyyk will remember you well past your lifetime. Because of you, I am reinstated as chieftain. We will return to the old ways, when honor and trust of kin ruled above all else. I'm not sure there is a reward that accurately reflects the value of what you have done. Our world is changed because of you. I have a request, Father. I have thought about it a great deal. I would like Baka's sword.
Zalbar, shut up! I want some credits. Man, they really gave you the fun renegade options in this. I mean, it's not the same as Mass Effect, because in Mass Effect you're just a dick. In this game you are like, you'll kill people and you'll just put your nuts on anyone at any given moment. You'll just be like, shut the fuck up. Maybe I'll do a dark side run too, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll do a dark side run later, just because I want to see how much of a dick you can be. It's just some of the options are just so funny. I don't know.
Well, that is quite a request. I am tempted to say no, but perhaps I should consider it an investment. Zalbar, do you understand what this will mean? It is the legacy of our people, held by chieftains and future chieftains. I understand. I want this, Father. I'll bring it back one day.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I have no doubt. Let the two halves of the blade be made one. My son shall hold Baka's sword.
Jolie, get out of the way. Basil, what are you? Basil, move. These guys. Alright, let's get Mission and Big Z back in here. Alright. Not you, you, and you. Cool. Hey! Light side points. That's pretty cool, man. Have we even been in here? We actually haven't. Better loot this guy's corpse. Chundar's bowcaster. Pretty sweet stuff. Anything, Freyr? I encountered some Mandalorians. Alright, cool. I mean, we just left, so. These are just like the the chilling areas, I guess. This is where they keep the prisoners, just to walk around in the hut, I suppose. Pretty cool, guys. Nice. What's up, Wooks? Sweet, so I think we should probably give... Is Baka's sword only usable by it might not be. He can't wear any of those things. Level up. Of course, strength. Skills. Of course. Just the stuff that's actually useful. Level up. Skills. Of course, just the same shit that I just leveled up. Of course. Yup. Accept. Cool. Mission. Level up. Skills. This shit, I guess, or whatever. Actually, no, we don't. I'm literally never gonna use stealth, so. She got sneak attack. Very cool. Nice. And he got the sword of Blaclaw. Alright, so I guess this means we're going off world. We gotta go back. What's the way back? Here we go. The home of Warwill. The home of Warwill? Who the hell is that? Who the hell is Warwill? I feel like we may have missed some side quests. Perhaps that's why this planet has felt so, a lot more empty than the other ones, I feel like. It's just kind of harder to remember where you are, I guess. We're going into your home. Are you Warwill? What are you doing here? Have you come to laugh at us? Come to gloat about how many of us you take? Can you even understand me? I thought I, like, saved all of you guys. I'm Tail Bell. I helped Freya return to power. I'm a friend. I don't know about that. I hear a lot of shit, and I'm not sure what to think anyways. Do you know whose bolt casing this is? What, it looks like Jarek's. I think so. Anyways, I'm not sure. This bolt casing was found on Rorwar's body. On Rorwar's body? Then he's dead? It can't be!
Don't listen to him, Warwill. Outsiders only lie when their mouths are open. You know that.
Oh shit.
Leave the boy alone. Please, you will want to talk to me.
I don't even know what I just said. What do you have to say about it?
Speak with me directly, away from the boy, please.
I want to go over this. I will speak with you, Jarek. Goodbye, Warwill. Goodbye, I guess. Alright, what up, Jarek?
What is it you want, outsider? You are not welcome here, no matter what anyone says.
Do you recognize this boltcaster casing?
The casing is mine. It bears my family runes and markings for each of the creatures I've killed. Yours? Why would we find your casing beside... No, it couldn't be, could it?
Wait, what? Wait, what the fuck? I know that you had a reason. Don't you want a chance to defend yourself? Can I ask you some questions? Rorwar was dealing with slavers. Do you know anything about this?
No, he doesn't. You don't say another thing to him. You want to lie, you lie to me, outsider.
I think that dude, Rorwar, was a slaver. So they shot his ass in cold blood. It's not about your own people no more. Oh my God, Zalbar, you're so awkward. Get out of the frame. I know that you had reason to kill Rorwar. But what do I do? Okay. The holder of the laws. Oh, he's over there. Ooh, look at the flock of alien over there. Alright, holder of the laws. They shot that, I don't know, there are a lot of dead Wookiees. I don't even know what he's talking about. There's so many dead ones down underneath the whatever city I can imagine. Alright, holder of the laws. Do you know who owns the bolt casing? It belongs to Jarek. I found Jarek's bolt on Roar's body. Definitely seems to suggest that Jarek helped in Roar's death. I can't ignore this. I must address this. I hope he can explain this. Well, I tried to let him know. Must Warwill be here? He is the closest family that can be found. He is entitled. Jarek, please speak. If you are guilty, it means death. This outsider will be given your possessions. Do you want this? Is there no alternative? My life debt won't let me speak for you, Taco Bell, but you know Jarek had justification. Will you tell him? This is a failure of honor. It is a very serious. Were there any mitigating factors we need to be aware of? Jarek, won't you say anything in your own defense? I killed Roar. I accept whatever. It's better if only my honor is tainted. You did it. Why? Roar was good. Why did you kill him? Roar was dealing with the slavers. What are you talking about, liar? They need to believe in Roar. I'm old, but I'm not important. Let Warwill and the others have their hero. I won't let this happen. Please, Warwill, don't listen. Not Buzz Lightyear. He was just a toy all along. He can look up to you. I don't know. Fuck it. I mean, you got like a white, like you got like a hair shirt going on there, even though you're all hair. It's pretty impressive, I would say. He let him go, and he didn't kill anybody. Hey, I get a hunt. Hey, thanks for all the Roar Wars shit. Thanks. Give me his money. Damn, maybe setting people up. Maybe the blackmail business is booming out here in Kashyyyk. The whatever. I don't know what this is called. Whatever this town is called in Kashyyyk. But yeah, I'm curious. Warwill's home. What are y'all up to now? Did I piss you off? Oh, you're not mad. What's up, Will? Damn, I didn't even know I knew all that shit, huh? Well, I guess that's one side quest I had completed without even realizing it. That is one of the weirder things about some of these old games, is that sometimes the side quests are just loot based, so they don't they don't mean anything, right? Anyways, let's go back to the Ebenhawk. I'm pretty sure we got the star map here. There's probably some more shit down here, but I think it's probably makes more sense to just come back. I think towards the end, like before I finish the game, I'll come back and I'll do everything, like the things I missed on some of these planets, and then I will what am I thinking? I'll do what I missed on some of these planets, and I'll also get some of the better gear. So yeah, cool. What's good, Candace?
Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, don't pretend you don't want to talk to me.
I don't have as many strange stories like the last one I told you, but I do have a couple about me and the stuff I've done. In one battle above the world of Althir, my unit managed to defeat a force of Althiri 10 times our own size. That battle gained me command of an entire subsect of my clan.
Oh, do tell. Ugh, I think I know where this is going.
For 5 days, we pulled off our forces.
It's like they know how I
Their
feel.
world, preventing us from attacking it directly. My task was to assault one of their flanks with a false attack. The Althiri would be drawn out by the units I had sent in. Once they had surrounded those units, the bulk of my forces would attack from the rear and defeat them in detail.
Let me guess, you won?
Things didn't go as planned. I saw an opening, a mistake they had made in the disposition of their forces, and took it. While fending off our main force, they had let their fleet split in two. The center of their entire fleet was left exposed. I turned my forces and assaulted.
God, this is
the center
about
of
as
their fleet,
interesting as
decimating
listening to my grandpa talk about, like, fucking classic naval ships or something. Good grief.
This is a chance given to a warrior once or twice in a lifetime.
So who knows the next time I'm going to find a holographic Charizard in a basic red pack. I may never get one again. That's the equivalent of what he's saying. This is just Star Wars war speak. He's geeking. When is the next time you'll ever see a left flank open?
Tried to dive through the plane of the rings to escape us. They were shredded by the rings or crashed into rocks, or were destroyed by our forces as we pursued them. Warriors do not flee from a battle if they are losing. They fight to the end, as we did against your Jedi Revan. Another time, maybe, I'll tell you about how the war with the Republic went. For now, let's just get on with things. Is there something else you want to know?
Yeah, adrenals?
Hey, don't worry. I think you've got enough there. A real war. There anything?
You have any more war stories?
I think I'll tell you a bit about the recent war we had with the Republic.
He goes, I'll tell you about the Republic later. Well, don't force it out of me too hard, will you? Okay, I will tell you. These kiddos and their admiration for me.
When we finally did hit the Republic worlds, they had no idea we were coming. We came in through 3 invasion corridors and adjacent sectors.
You guys can get like snacks or something if you want at this point, because he just kind of goes, you know.
Trying to provoke the Republic into fighting us. I don't particularly enjoy wiping out worlds for its own sake, but the cowardly tactics the Republic defenders used left us little choice.
No honor in defending themselves.
Hiding in the homes of civilians, using families as shields, thinking we would not use appropriate force on their bases inside major cities. They underestimated our resolve, and what measures are acceptable in war. Those who cannot defend themselves should not be around those who can in battle. If annihilating a city is the kind of power it takes to overwhelm a Republic shield device, then that's what we did. Necessary force to destroy all opposition.
Now that's my kind of warfare. You could have found another way.
I have no time or patience for cowards. They deserve to be hunted down and exterminated like vermin. There was no honor in wiping them out like rats. But some of your forces did redeem the Republic in our eyes. Especially later.
Later?
Later, when Revan had joined the war. But we'll get back to that. We've wasted too much time already. Is there something else you want to know? Your choice.
So what is the odds-on chance that he is just gonna tell me the shit about Revan now, right? 2 out of 3?
Yeah, what do you want?
Tell me more about the Mandalorian worlds.
We fought against the Republic forces for some time, over the course of many battles. At the start, they were not much of a threat to speak of. But once the Jedi Revan took charge, things began to turn against us. The Republic fleets began to use more than just basic tactics. Feints, counterattacks, mass deceptions. Revan was a genius on the field. Revan abandoned worlds of their defenders so that others would be too fortified to strike, and was willing to make sacrifices in order to advance goals. And in the end, Revan proved too much for us.
You couldn't have won against the whole galaxy.
But it was close. So close. It looked like the
He's like,
entire
"Oh, but it was
galaxy
fun."
within our grasp. I still remember that final battle in the skies above Malachor 5. The two fleets filling the space around it, outshining the stars.
What happened?
It was not your ships or your men or your vaunted fight for freedom that won this, the final battle of the war. It was by the actions of one person, the Jedi Revan, that you prevailed. His strategies and tactics defeated the best of us. Even Mandalore himself was taken aback by the ferocity.
He sounds like a pretty cool guy.
The tenacity of his defenses and the subtleties of his plans. He fought us to a standstill and then began pushing back. We really didn't have a chance. It was what we had wanted all along, in a way. We wanted to fight the best, in a battle that would be remembered for centuries. And we did.
For the glory of the
Revan
Horde.
won. I don't hold a grudge against Revan, and neither do any of my people. It was the greatest moment of my life to be in that battle. If Revan had been a Mandalorian, nothing in the galaxy would have stopped us. But wishing for the past to be different is useless. Better look to the future, as we should now. We'll talk more later, I think. Is there something else you want to know?
Nah, I'm good.
Your choice.
Cool. What's going on, HK? I feel like we haven't had a little good heart-to-heart about killing meatbags in a while.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
I know you're pretty ass anyways, but let's see. How do I restore your functionality?
Statement. I know some elements of my functionality, Master, but not all.
I thought you said that removing your restraining bolt would restore your memory.
Qualification. I suspected that it might, Master, but without memory, I had no way of knowing whether or not I knew that was true.
So you lied to me.
Qualification. Not so much, Master. I spoke out of ignorance. I assumed the Ithorian was responsible for my memory loss. That does not mean I am not a fully loyal droid willing to serve its master. Right, Master?
Tell me what you can, then.
Observation. I am sure you are aware of the majority of my skills, Master. I can handle various sorts of heavy weaponry with ease. My physical abilities are well above those of your average meatbag, as are my sensor functions. An assassin, if you would.
Cool.
Caution, shh, Master. Such a function in a droid is highly illegal.
I won't tell anybody.
Commentary. Good, for I would truly hate to be turned into spare scrap, Master. That would be a waste of my genius engineering. Answer. My assassination functions are currently non-functional, having been deactivated by the meatbag Yukalaka on Tatooine. Were they functional, you as my master would be able to specify a target, and I would operate independently to the best of my ability to terminate it.
Is there any way to reactivate that function?
Answer. Not that I know of, Master. I still possess all my normal combat and stealth abilities, however.
Is there any way to repair you?
Answer. Some of my motor functions can be safely repaired, Master, but anything in relation to my memory core is extremely sensitive. I have safeguards installed to protect that core that I cannot deactivate. It is not impossible that other, lesser memory functions could be restored, however.
So I can restore your memory.
Answer. You may attempt to restore portions of my deleted memory, Master, but some skill at repair is required. The deeper functions of my core memory, however, would still be unadvisable to tamper with. Conjecture. It is possible that some external stimulus might result in the memory core being reactivated, but I am unaware of any program existence to do so.
So you're saying your memory might just come back?
Conjecture. There may be hidden programming that awaits certain conditions to reactivate my memory core, Master, but there is no way to know. It is quite possible that tampering has simply erased my core permanently. If that is so, a meatbag will surely pay.
So how do I go about restoring your memory?
Answer. Simply tell me that you wish to make the attempt, Master, and I will attempt to walk you through it. Please do be careful.
Alright, I guess we can just try once.
Affirmative. If you believe your skills are up to the task, Master, then I can certainly guide you through the process. Request. I only ask that you be oh so very careful, Master. I am too valuable and well crafted to perish at the hands of ineptitude.
Ugh. Fuck it.
Statement. As you wish, Master. The first stage is the simple one, and that is accessing my central control cluster. This may take a while. First, you will need to open 3 panels. Close the last panel. I am afraid the operation did not succeed, Master.
Yeah, I didn't
What
invest
about
that all
an
into
attempt
it,
for a
so.
meat bag? Supplication. Perhaps it would be best if you desisted your efforts for the moment, meat.
We'll do this later. Sorry, robot. Maybe if I put more people with good repair stat in my party, that'll help me. Because it's how it works for everything else. Because, like, you literally... Like, I can't... I can look it up later. I'll try once when we go to the new world. And then try to figure it out. Let's see. Toodle-tee, off to another planet-arty. What's up, Basila? Can you show me one of these visions again?
I can try. What would you like me to recall?
Oh, hell no. I don't want to have to edit those in later. Sorry, Basila.
How can I help?
Oh, I guess you have nothing to say to me.
Then I suggest we move on.
Shit, come on, girl.
Yes, what's on your mind?
We didn't end our discussion very well last time, Paolo.
I'm not very good at this. I know I owe you an apology. More than one, probably. I was just so desperate to finally face Saul directly in the battle over Terrace. And now the Jedi have us looking for these star maps. I know this mission is important, it's just, I feel a bit useless. I mean, I can fight, sure, but I'm no Jedi. All this feels completely out of my league.
And does that excuse your actions, pal?
It doesn't, I know. It's been a while since I've even had to think about that sort of thing. I just hate not knowing what's going on and feeling this... helpless. But I shouldn't have taken that out on you. I've been a royal pain in the backside, haven't I?
Ugh, my backside sure is in pain. Yes, I would have to agree. Whatever.
Well, I guess I should be at least a little pleased that I haven't lost my touch. So, I'm sorry. Will you accept my apology?
No! Whatever.
Done. Let's get underway then, shall we, partner?
Here we go, buddy. Alright, the galaxy map. So, we went to Kashyyyk. We have Manan, Yavin. So we went to Tatooine. We went to Kashyyyk. And I think one of the guys said, go to Manan, I think, when we were in Tatooine. So, hey, maybe we'll go there now. This is the native species of where the Selkath are. And I believe it's a water world, so let us venture. Let's mosey. And yes, regardless, I will still have to edit this in after the fact. But yeah, it's cool. It's nice. You know, it is kind of nice to do a series like this because it's kind of cool. I've never played a game, especially an RPG, over such a long amount of time before. Like, I think we started this back in, God, a long ass time ago, like November or something, you know? And it's just kind of cool to go slowly and really like savor each piece, you know?
He has failed in his mission, forgive me.
The penalty for failure is death, Admiral Kareth. But the failure was Callow's, not yours. You may rise.
Shall I hire another bounty hunter, Lord Malak?
No mere bounty hunter can stand against a Jedi. I shall not make the same mistake again. My apprentice, Darth Bandon, shall take care of our young Jedi friend.
Darth Brandon! We were watching, look, there's Darth Brandon. We were, watching the Scream TV show. What a douche. And, they were like, yes, do you remember the legacy of Brandon James? Who's Brandon James? And obviously, like, Brandon, who's been on this, he's Brandon James. He was one of my old roommates. So I was just texting him the whole time, like, these weird clips where they were like, who is Brandon James? They're like, this crazy psychopath. And, like, this lady was like, I was Brandon James' lover. It was fun for us. It's fun when you know somebody named Brandon James, I suppose. But yeah. Another star map. Ooh, and it's under the sea. Under the sea. Oh my god. I hope it doesn't have water distortion. So I've complained about this before, I think, in Final Fantasy X, but it's especially water levels in old games are like the worst thing ever, right? And like from a puzzle solving perspective, they're always trash. They take way too long. They're very slow. They're always about raising and lowering water levels and other bullshit like that. But what's extra bad is that they always put this weird visual effect where things are distorted, and it gives me massive motion sickness. It's like playing a Game Boy or like a phone game in the car while you're moving. I'd always get so sick when I do stuff like that. So.
The star maps unearthed by Revan and Malak. It is strange that anyone would have built a star map here. The entire surface of Manan is covered by nothing but vast oceans.
And it's probably underwater then. Maybe land was once above the surface.
It is possible. The melting of polar caps or a cataclysmic earthquake could have...
You know, global warming. Can't believe they even thought about this shit like so long ago, too.
The ocean floor is vast, and much of it is uncharted, even by the native Selkath. But how could Revan and Malak have found their way down? No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
Yeah, I bet it will, or maybe. What's up?
How can I help?
She never wants to talk about anything, man. She just hates me. I don't get it. Shit. Hey T3, what's going on? Can you construct? You don't talk much, do you? Just chime in if you ever have any advice. Thanks, buddy. Where is the exit? It is... Oh, back the other way. There we go. But yeah, no, I mean, it's fun to be able to play a game like this and kind of savor it and go slowly. And I remember my roommate, Tyler used to like try to do Red Dead really slow, and I kind of envied getting to like not having to binge a game, because definitely the first time I played this, I binged the shit out of it, like for real, for real. Who am I gonna bring here? What's a pair we haven't done? I think we've done Basila and Candaris. We haven't done the old people. We've done Juhani and them. Maybe I'll bring the robots, just for fun. And if it goes south, it goes south. You know what I'm saying? What's up, robots? Dex intelligence. Yeah, please. Intelligence is his main stat. Skills, repair, computer use, awareness, security, demolitions. He's supposed to be the best at repairing, I think. Skills, repair, security, or computer use. Yeah, whatever. Feats. Yeah. Super good ass repair. Skills. Repair. Computer use. Security. Awareness. He's not a demo bot. Do it again. Skills. Repair. Security. Computer use. Awareness. Feats. Demolition, I don't give a shit about this. What about this? More upgrades. Toughness. Yeah. Sure. Level up again. Man, we never use this motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Intelligence, I guess? Skills? Repair. Security. Computer use. Awareness. Feats. More toughness. Accept. More levels. Jesus. Man. So I guess I think the wisdom gives you like extra points to spend in this. Cool. Alright, HK, we gotta level your weak ass up too. Strength, please. Skills. Repair. Awareness demo. Feats. Power blast. Yes. Skills. Repair. Demo. Accept. Yes. Alright. Everybody's all... Oh shit. Whoops.
Yes?
Everybody's all powered up now. Everybody's doing good. Should be nice. Come on, droids. My robotic slaviers. Come.
You Republic people are so pathetic, sitting around.
Why does
groveling
every
at
bad
cakes
person
that
have the same
galactic senators
voice?
deign to give you. It makes me sick.
The senators work for the good of the whole galaxy, not for individual gain.
Ha! Don't make me laugh, you gutless simp.
All English people are evil because all they do is drink tea and eat crumpets.
Don't push me or you'll get just what you're asking for.
Try it. Just try it. I'd love to see you throw the first punch. And with all the cameras around, the Selkath would be all over you inside of 30 seconds. You break their laws. You pay the price, Republic scum. But I can see that you're not man enough to back up your words anyway. If you ever feel like relieving yourself of your worthless existence, feel free to come by our enclave here. We have many ways to fulfill your wish.
Ugh. That's pretty gross. That seems like too many ways.
Yeah, what are you... Oh, I apologize, Master Jedi. I should not have been rude.
I kind of like being called Master Jedi.
No, really. I should apologize. I should try to control myself, as you Jedi do. Is there anything I can help you with?
I would like to ask a few questions.
Well, of course, I'm always willing to help.
Who are the Selkath?
Manan is a water world, which you may have noticed on your way down to land here, inhabited natively by a species of fish people called the Selkath.
I'm sure they like being
this
called fish
to us
people, dude.
Off-worlders, and is a base of operations to export Kolto, which is the only real thing they have to trade here.
What is Kolto?
You're joking, right? I'm sorry, but everyone knows what Kolto is. It's the most powerful healing agent in the galaxy. I would have died several
That's
times
the shit the
myself
med packs are
if I
made
didn't
out
have
of.
stuff handy. But the reason it's important here is that Kolto is only found naturally on Manan, and all of our attempts to synthesize it have failed miserably. So, we sit here on the surface, the Selkath harvesting what Kolto bubbles up from the bottom of the ocean, and we buy it from them. Well, us and the Sith, of course. The Selkath don't want to play favorites. The Selkath think that by staying neutral, they can play both sides, selling Kolto to everyone that needs it, and making themselves too valuable to be worth conquering.
Makes sense.
That, and they threaten to destroy the only natural source of Kolto on the planet if anyone tries to attack them.
What a bunch of dicks.
Underestimating the length the Sith will go to get what they want. They're probably planning something already. Is there anything else you require?
Never
Of
mind.
course. If you have any other questions, you should probably see Roland Wan. He's the Republic diplomat here. He's by the Republic Enclave near the visitor residences. Oh, if you don't know where that is, go north from here, then south past the port official in the first courtyard, east into the second courtyard, then north, then east again. You got that? Have a pleasant stay, Master Jedi.
Great. Alright, well. Let's see. Private Hangar, Sith Hangar, Evenhawk. And way to West Central. West Central Station. Oh, this is a Selkath. What do y'all got? Oh, just med packs. I don't need any of that shit. I can just find it. Nice. What's up, dude? Nubasa?
Forgive me if this seems an odd question, Off-Worlder, but might you have any exotic species for sale? Nothing dangerous, mind you.
I have some Gizka if you're interested.
You speak of the small bipedal amphibians with the overly high reproductive rate. Oh no, I am afraid I cannot take those. A compatriot of mine made the mistake of purchasing a pair of such creatures several months ago. Within weeks, our storage facilities were nearly overrun. If you are in possession of such creatures, I hope you keep them separated. If not, then you have my condolences.
Is there no way I convince you to take them? Thanks anyways, then. It's funny that I like the geese guy. It's funny that you can convince him to buy them if you want. I guess there's all these docking bays I can go to just for funsies. Oh, so you don't the hangars aren't on camera.
I don't have time to listen to your stories. I've got a full shipment of Colto ready to load before my shift is over.
Oh my god. And when you're in here, then you're being monitored. Okay. Well. We'll look around a little bit. Make sure we don't get thrown into some craziness immediately. And then we will proceed with the topic for the day. Jolan Affit, what do you want? Who are you? Oh, I don't want to play Pizak, but I'm sure we'll go and play all the Pizak at some point. Some point, my friend. Let us see, let us see. Maybe we'll have one episode of like literally just Pizak. Selkath Port Official. Damn, I couldn't beat this guy even on the Persuade. Alright, geez, let me in, man. Alright, here we are. Otto City. Alright, so now that we have established ourselves with the local fish-faced alien freaks, they have that like weird like watery fish sound voice. I feel like they're kind of reminiscent of some of the Zora and some of the Legend of Zelda games. It is time to get into our topic, and that topic is memories and memory, collectively. So, obviously everybody is being affected by coronavirus right now. Regardless of almost every describable quality of somebody. If you're white, black, Asian, young, old, have a job, in school, Japanese, American, Mexican, Australian, everybody's lives are being hampered by this need to social distance and these controls that our government are putting down on businesses being open and large gatherings. And it sucks. And it's something that's unprecedented. It's one of those rare moments that all of us share together. Like, unfortunately, things like, like World War II or like the big, zeitgeist changes in the 70s. It's something that like literally everyone, probably even more than those events, at least more than the 70s, is experiencing together, and something that none of us really know how to navigate. And it's scary to think that this is another kind of global disaster that we have to probably be expecting now. And the more I think about it, I think, yeah, even with all the stuff that they're putting forward, like the stimulus packages and the relief and the $1,000 to everybody who makes just a little bit less money than I do, unfortunately, I still feel like this is probably something we can expect. And not necessarily because those measures will be undoubtedly ineffective. I'm sure they will be effective to some degree. I mean, I haven't done enough research. HK's got corona right there, unfortunately. But it's because I think people have really poor memory. Not memory in the sense that like I can remember that I, what I did for the weekend, over the weekend, or I can remember what my tasks are. I think people can remember basic metadata things, but I don't think that people, God, HK, can you just walk? Like, what is your issue? I think people have trouble really retaining the value of a situation. And memories themselves, in the way that people store them, are bad. People are bad at remembering the severity. And I really think that over time, it's much easier to discount now as it was the past, because hindsight is 2020, right? And everybody looks back and says, oh well, we didn't know this then, and we should have paid attention to this random idiot, and now if we did that, then everything would be good. And no, thankfully we're not all fucking idiots now, and we'll be good. And then what happens? You have Hurricane Katrina, everybody says you did a shit job, and then we have like several other hurricanes where disaster relief was poor. But hey, I thought you guys fixed it with Hurricane Katrina. Nope, had to learn that one all over again. And I won't speak to the actual policies being made. Maybe I will kind of in post in my editing, but I feel like restrictions and legislation that go into place, they get relaxed when it's no longer convenient. Just kind of how people kind of relax and become accommodated or accustomed to easier lives when it's easier to live easy. I feel like I don't, and other people don't, keep our lessons as close to our hearts as we could, and certainly not as strongly as they were, close to us when we experienced them. You watch great entrepreneurs and great businessmen become like mediocre consultants, and they just kind of like sit on their laurels and don't actually show anybody what got them there in the first place. Or you see people like how many people are just like shells. Basically there are a lot of laurel resters that I'm personally aware of, and I'm abstaining from mentioning, because most of us get our skills and our real experiences and our value out of those tenacious moments and those real moments of clarity and value that I feel like people don't really retain. And so you see laws about, like, we'll use this stuff about coronavirus as an example. There are going to be restrictions on travel and emergency implementations about epidemics that will probably come of this. And right now that's a really big deal. And that's really palpably a big deal to me. I'm concerned that I won't be able to buy toilet paper for the next 2 months, and that I'm going to have to be wiping my ass with the news instead. And I'm concerned with, realistically concerned that close friends of mine that are personal trainers or who do things where their businesses have been forced to close are going to lose a lot of money, and they're going to have to take out loans, or they're going to go into debt, or their lives are going to be permanently destabilized. Small businesses that I really like, especially restaurants that are going to be gone, and their place are going to just get taken over by the mega corporations that are already everywhere, because we're not even allowed to like help their business and get takeout or anything at the moment. And like tournament organizers, like I'm worried that CEO might not exist, because Jabali just got hit with a $60,000 personal liability for all the cancellations that happened to happen on the week right before CEO Dreamland, when all this coronavirus stuff started happening. So I'm very presently and passionately in the moment of, obviously, like, yeah, we need to find a way to fix this. And everyone's going to be like this. But this feeling that I feel right now about this situation and the need to social distance, but the need to also find some way to make sure that everybody isn't going to lose their livelihoods over this, I know it's going to get muted over time. And it's because people are not that good at remembering things. People are shit with memory. Provably. We're basically just overdeveloped, mutated, hairless monkeys, right? Hairless apes, if you will. And we're not really like made for anything the way that like a wild animal is made for its environment, or like how a cow is made to give us milk. We're kind of just like exist somewhere between the plane of something more than an ape and what an ape is. And we're provably extremely inept at a lot of the things that our society is expecting us to do. I mean, how can a bunch of teenagers be expected to care about the outcomes of trillions of people's livelihoods when most of us provably can't even care about like more than 15 people at one point? Like, I think I read a study, 15 might be wrong, but that like us as humans, because we come from this, ape troop mentality, we don't have the ability to actually deeply resonate with more than a handful of people by our own genetic design. So that level of empathy is kind of like limited naturally. We're also terribly, terribly, horribly bad at computation. Even though you'll constantly hear people say that, human brains are more powerful than computers, which they are, there's no disagreements in the scientific community that people are not designed to understand computations. They're not able to understand symbolic. They're not able to pull ideas from symbols that well, right? And it's super obvious if you think about it, right? Like, okay, what is the hypotenuse? Anybody who's listening to this, what is the hypotenuse? Right now, don't look it up. Don't go on Wikipedia. What is the hypotenuse? Is it y equals mx plus b? Is it rise over run? Is it the Pythagorean theorem? What is the Pythagorean theorem? I mean, you know what the Pythagorean theorem is, right? I mean, you've definitely practiced it. You've done homework assignments. You've done probably hundreds of questions with the Pythagorean theorem because all of us had to get past, I think, geometry. I don't even remember. It could have been algebra. I could be wrong, But the point is that how many of us, especially with quantitative, calculative things, don't remember anything that we were taught, right? Literally nothing. It's so easy. And all of us are probably aware that that's what people complain about, inefficiencies in the public school system or high school or any kind of school system, that a lot of us just get shit in one ear and out the other ear because people are just naturally terribly bad at pulling ideas from symbols, symbolic things, computational things that are computational in nature, like managing time, gauging distance in units, measurements, calculations. It's not something that naturally comes to people. It's like that great quote from Chris Harrison where he says about the crappy bachelorettes on or the crappy cast of the last Bachelor series, where he's like describing how they can't say anything meaningful, and he says, well, the contestants definitely aren't saying words, and they're not putting those words into sentences, and they're definitely not using those sentences to convey ideas, except it's the opposite. Instead of having a cast of like 20 somethings that can barely convey any sort of concept, we cannot seem to accurately intake the concepts that are that just basic math equations give us. And we're making our world more and more like this the more we complicate it with, computers and devices and things that are naturally very good at these, that naturally have those capabilities that us mutated apes are not really designed to do. So we basically upscale our lives and our own efficiency to keep up with the technology we've designed to do these things for us. And it makes excess stress, and it honestly is to me, it feels like, damn, well, now I gotta stay on top of coronavirus on top of the 80 million other things I already struggle to stay on top of with my calendars and reminders and taxes and everything else, this overly complicated life that I have. But, it's not all shitty about human memory. The weird thing, and I guess not necessarily weird, but the known thing about human memory is that humans have extremely good associative memory. It's actually how we gauge intelligence. We engage intelligence and the ability to have intelligence by the ability to identify patterns, even when they don't exist. The ability to see similarities, to make comparisons. A lot of the times these kind of whimsical, playful comparisons are what people find to be the impetus for the creation of art. And we even teach computers to have their own intelligence. It's called deep learning. When we get them to recognize patterns that we're not even showing them. When we give them a model and we say, hey, deep learning, I don't think we even define the model. You just say, hey, you give them the input, and then you tune and you pull out things that don't fit the model, basically don't fit the pattern, and you teach the computer how to basically identify patterns at all. And people are super good at this. And if you ever look at a memory coach, or you listen to somebody who's competes in memory competitions, they will always take one notorious thing is they take a deck of cards and they try to memorize it in a minute, I don't know, less than a minute or something. And what they do is they create associative memories. So they basically, instead of saying like, remember the list of like Sith soldier, Selkath, Sith soldier, or like let's say Sith soldier, Selkath droid, you'll be like the Sith soldier, the Sith sits on the Selkie and they're annoyed, right? So you remember like a picture or an association with an image or an event, and you can say sits on the Selkie and is annoyed. Okay, it's Sith, Selkath, and droid. Droid sounds like annoyed. And that's how people are good at memorizing things. And, you know, and also by events and things that have real value. Like when I was 7 years old, I could remember like all 151 Pokemon free, but like I couldn't, you know, I still had to count on my fingers to do math, you know, because it didn't have real symbolic value as opposed to just computational value. But there's just, and outside of that, like, we're not good at anything. We're not good multitaskers. We have really poor working memory. You know, I think the people say like having a good working memory is being able to remember anywhere from 4 to 7 things at one given moment and barely being able to multitask those things. But associative memory in itself, this memory that we are good at, is really like, even though it's really strong, it's really random because it's associative, right? It's based on the fact that something irrelevant is attached to it, right? And everybody has great associative memory naturally as humans, or a lot of us do, and mine is really good. And it almost irks me how I have such good memory about things that I wish I could retain. And I don't want you to think of memory in the context of like, I remember to go to the supermarket. I remember what my boss told me to do on this task. Memory is the ability to just retain everything, right? To just retain your feelings, your thoughts at the time, what you were wearing, what other people thought of you. There's so much that we don't even, like, most of our memories don't even capture, and we just don't think of that it's even possible until you get that extreme sense of almost like teleporting, almost weirdly like a sensation of real deja vu, if you've ever had this. So for me, my associative memory is extremely attached to my other senses. And I know that there's been actually research that says that scent, or the sense of smell, is the most associative and most memory evoking sense that we have. And, you know, like, I can't remember what they put into it, but I remember there's this smell of like the E.T. ride at Universal Studios, and every time I go on that ride, I think like this, I'm here on E.T. Like, obviously I'm here on E.T., but they put something very weird in the air, and every time I've smelled that scent, I'm like the E.T. ride immediately, right? It immediately brings up that thought. And, you know, taste is another one. Like, almost the whole ending of Ratatouille is based on the premise that taste is transportive. It's transportive to where you are when you had that taste. I went to a place called Susaru in St. Pete, and I had these like super good gluten-free chicken nuggets with like this like perfect barbecue sauce, and I hadn't had that in like 7 years. And for whatever reason, I'm not even like a huge chicken nugget fan, but it like took me back to like being able to go to Chick-fil-A and just having some like nice nuggets with Chick-fil-A sauce. It was like this extreme nostalgia. But for me, the biggest thing, even forgetting those other two, which like really are, you know, kind of teleportive, is music. Like, music really puts me back exactly where I was when I heard it, especially like good songs that I can remember, like especially like powerful songs. Like there's Sweet Disposition by M83. That reminds me of Spring Break, like super strongly. Driving to Key West with Chelsea, and like just having the windows down and driving through that, I can't remember the name of the road. I recently drove on it when I went to Okie. That like crossroad that goes across, I guess it's Alligator Alley, but driving through and seeing like the palm trees and the sun going down as we got into like the Keys at night, and listening to Sweet Disposition and just feeling like super good, and not really knowing about the future or what I was doing, but knowing that I was just kind of like here for the moment and was here to maximize this strange encounter. And I remember things like, I remember this song The girl I used to know. It's not the Somebody I Used to Know. It's another one by, I think it's JMSN. And I remember listening to that song when I was, seeing my ex and working out with this guy, Ian, near where she lived. And I remember, like, that song being played a lot of the time when I was, like, going through my head about, like, how up and down this girl made me feel, and like how like I felt like crazy and all over the place, but like super into somebody for the first time ever, and like being so like up and down, and who I was hanging out with at the time, and how I felt like kind of angry all the time, but also like a loser, but tough, but jacked. It was I can feel all of it. Like I can retain all of those things because the music just like brings it out of you, and even more recent things, like there's that song Patience by Tame Impala, and that song is like etched into my mind as this song I was listening to when I started with Lockheed. When I came back from my first day at Lockheed, where I was just sitting in the, really like feeling insecure about the job and feeling like, oh shit, I hope I don't fuck this up, and coming back in the first day and like just feeling like I could exhale and like I was finally on track, like I was where I needed to be. Take a Load Off, that song that's like, take a load off Annie, take a load off free. It's for Annie, not Annie, I know, but that one reminds me of it too, because I listened to those two songs a lot for some reason that first week, and those moments were like etched in. And it's like, I have those moments, right? I can vividly feel those moments still if I want to. If I put enough time in between those associative things and I come back to them, I feel them like literally as if I was me at the time again, because my brain has captured literally everything about that moment down to the minutia of what it was, is it was powerful. But why are some things like that so powerful and other things that you should remember not powerful at all, right? That's the shitty thing about how our memory works. It's associative to things that are irrelevant. So a lot of the times you can't even really pull up the best parts of your memory or the best parts of your recall because they're attached to other things. And you don't even get to decide what is important and what you get to remember, like at that level of clarity and importance. Like, a lot of my things are music related, but I played Eye of the Tiger for Battle of the Bands freshman year. That should have been a big thing, right? Like, first Battle of the Bands, first music thing. I don't remember anything about that experience. I remember it the same way I remember most things. I did it, and it happened, and there's probably video of it somewhere. Is it because I don't value that experience as much as these romantic encounters, or I don't value it as much as like these kind of like work-life goals, and why shouldn't I? I mean, it was a big thing at the time. And it's not even just shit like that. Like, it's like, here's another one I wish I could have remembered, and I wish I could take more from. So I basically, when I was having my health problems, I was in a really bad place. I was losing a lot of weight. You guys know this. And I was scared, palpably, for how my life was going to turn up. I would have palpitations and breathing issues, and I would think I could drop dead in the next 5 minutes, and I'm just going to have to accept that because there's nothing I can do. I've done my best, and whatever. And I'd go through this, and I'd become so hypochondriac and anxious because I had no idea what was going on, and I was afraid I was just going to drop dead and die. And I was still going to classes even though I felt terrible, because what else, what the hell else am I going to do? And I remember trying to keep perspective at the time. And I had this belt that I wore, and it used to be, when I was big, it was the right size, but as I dropped weight, all my clothes, including this belt, got way too big, and this belt had all this slack because I had gone through all the little holes. And so I had to take my my little shitty Swiss Army knife off my carabiner. I had this little shitty one that was barely good for cutting anything, and like cut it down to make it fit. And as I was doing that one day, I saw this severely handicapped kid who was going to class at South Florida. And I looked at him and I thought, this person has had it worse than I have. Even if I die right now, I don't have a harder life than this guy. You know what I mean? I'm still lucky. I'm still lucky to have had the things I have, and I don't feel like I've been cheated out of anything. And when I would see anybody like that, I would put a notch in my belt. I did this at, because that's what I was doing at the time. And I thought, every time I look at this notch, I will be reminded of somebody that has it that's less fortunate than me. And this way I'll be able to keep my perspective about things. I've tried this again, too, later in another way. I tried this when I went and volunteered at the hospital. I never got to see any of the kids I wanted to see, but that's why I volunteered, because I wanted to keep perspective. But for some reason, that reality is not visceral enough for me, because eventually I got better, and I don't really know what happened to that belt. And it was something I know I cared about at the time, and I know I wanted to really derive value from, but like, I just have this feeling that like it got too mangled and it got thrown away. And what's even worse is that the more I really reach to try to remember what happened to that belt, I think I feel like I can see myself like looking at it and thinking like, okay, I've gone past, I don't need it anymore, and throwing it away. But I'm not even sure that actually happened, Like, there's other provable things in neuroscience that you can remember things that aren't even true. Like, if you're reaching for a memory, you can remember things that didn't even happen. You can have something that you imagined as being real for so long that it becomes a memory. You have the memory of imagining something, and it becomes indistinguishable from a real memory. You can remember lies that you've been telling yourself for a bazillion years as if they were real. And you can remember things that you imagined. Even things that did happen can become weirdly corrupted with details that are not remotely close to what happened. So not only do we have terribly selective memory, we can't pick and choose the things that we can even get all the data out of. That data of caring, of being present, of preserving the moment that seems to only exist for those, select things that are emotionally important, like romantic things or career fulfillment or whatever. We not only can we not select those things, but you can't even be sure that those things actually happened, which is scary, right? That your memory is flawed, and a lot of it is probably like a very poor resolution or a kind of inaccurate picture of a thing with no metadata, with none of that context. And a lot of times people have also found that memories tend to whitewash things. They tend to mull out some of the negative aspects in order to just easily focus on the norm in a protective kind of way. So our memories are not good for retaining things, for retaining the value of a moment. And I think that's why people forget about events like this in the future, like epidemics and hurricanes and stuff like this. You have a couple, it's like Game of Thrones. You get born in a long summer and it's like the winter never came, right? Even the people who remember it don't value it in the same way. There's this expectation that maybe it will be a long summer. And it's an idea that kind of behooves you because it means you don't have to do anything. You don't have to make sacrifices to be more ready for a thing until it actually happens. And then you find yourself feeling fucked like everybody feels right now, I don't want to sit here and say that like everything about memory is truly lost and that you can't remember anything, because there are definitely, in my experience, there are definitely some things I remember differently, like very strongly, but not out of a single visceral moment like that, like associatively. I think repetition, extreme repetition, can iron things in your memory too. For example, my dog Riley, I had a golden retriever growing up, and he's been dead for like 7 years at least, right? And I would always hang out with my dog at home and, give him a hug or pet him on the head. And I mean, I'm telling you, man, if I put my hand up, and it's ironic because the dog in the background just barked, I can remember exactly what the hair on his head feels like. Exactly. I can remember how his back hair, the coarseness difference of the hair on his back from the hair on his head hair always kind of felt like how it felt when he was a puppy. And I can remember what it felt like to scratch his ears and what it would feel like exactly. He's been gone for almost a decade, closer to 10 than 5 years. And I still remember All of these things. I can literally feel them if I just think, because I did this over and over and over for, I mean, he lived 11 years, I think, you know? And I remember everything about the physicality of that, and touch is probably a better memory organizer than sight is as well, but I can remember everything about that, and it's just because I did it every day for so long. And I did care a lot about Riley, you know, like anybody does about their childhood dog. I feel that a lot for Gwen right now, too. Like, I spend a lot of time picking Gwen up, giving Gwen hugs, cuddling, doing whatever. And I feel like, you know, we've been dating for over 2 years now, and it's getting to the point where I can feel how she feels in my arms without me thinking about it, because I do it every single day for at least, 700 days, 800 something days now, you know, literally day after day after day. So there is some hope for you guys if I've terrified everybody about the impossibility of trying to you know, keep the value of the moment and remember things. Do things that you care about repeatedly. You know, if you care about being with somebody, be with them, and they'll be with you forever if you keep being with them, you know. There's other strategies you can take. One thing I did years ago for New Year's Eve was I tried to do one thing new every day, not because I thought there was any innate value in doing something new all the time, but because there are so many days that just get forgotten about. And I mean, half the days you live just kind of go away, the things you ate, what you did for work, blah blah blah, you don't really remember anything about, because again, our memory is poor and it kind of just throws away a lot of shit that it doesn't think it needs. But you tend not to forget, in my experience, the first time you've done something. Like, not even so much that it was the first time, but like your impression of it, that you've done it before, you at least get some lasting value out of all these days. And you string that up into like 364 days, and that's a lot of new things that you'd remember doing and a lot of things you tried. When I did this for New Year's, it's a hard thing to do in a regular life, so a lot of times it would be like going to a new restaurant or watching a movie or like playing a video game, because it's easy and because you know, it's easy, you know, it's doable without that much notice. And that's really what got me like super into the foodie scene in Orlando, and that was actually a pretty good thing. But yeah, that's one thing. And then I guess the other thing is like, you know that if you really want to remember something, your best bet is the associative memories that you form from strongly emotional things. And if you think that, you know, there's going to be music or food or smells or sensory things that are going to be really moving to you, maybe save them for an important time. You know, I think, you know, maybe save that Weekend album that came out, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago, and listen to that if you want it to remind you of coronavirus and today, and maybe listening to this Let's Play. So I've talked a lot, as I tend to do, and maybe I'm going to go listen to that Weekend album, because I want to remember how I'm feeling right now and really save this. So anyways, it's been a blast. We're on Manon, a new planet, a kind of a rarity these days in the Let's Play to go somewhere new. We're maybe about halfway to a little bit, between a third and a halfway done with this game, and I'm still having a blast. Here's some classic water, pre-rendered water, and I guess I'll see you next time. And if I don't, either fucking way, bye bye.